Hello everyone, welcome back to Eclectic. This is Alina from Argentina. Today I'm answering a question from one of my clients, and we were talking about the gut instinct and how to identify a future narcissist in your life. And she encouraged me to make this video. Thank you to my beautiful American client. We were talking about that and your gut instincts and how that is the number one way that you have to rely on when it comes to making a decision as to whether a person is toxic or not. And in this channel we've been talking about narcissism and psychopathy and malignant narcissism and covert, especially covert narcissism. And covert narcissism is very tricky because they are not the typical overt narcissist where it's very obvious to identify. So we were talking about gut instinct, okay? The gut and, hunch, all that. And how that makes a lot of sense. Your gut has neurons and your heart has neurons as well. And also the polyvagal theory tells us that there's the vagal nerve is the one that connects the brainstem to our viscera, okay? So it goes this way, okay? And it's vagal, and the term comes from vagus in Spanish. It's vago, which is vagabundear or vagar. That means to wander, okay? So it wanders from here, would be here, to all the way to the viscera, okay? And so the vagus nerve connects all of this, the brain, the heart, and the gut, and there are neurons. And also our gut is responsible for our freeze response as well. So everything below the diaphragm is responsible for our freeze response, okay? And so the neurons there send information, that's our reptilian brain that makes us freeze, dissociate, and when we are under threat or physical abuse, we are, frightened, and our autonomic nervous system takes control and shuts us down. And that's our reptilian brains. Actually, reptiles do that when they play dead. And it's not something that they control, it's something that happens. They evolved to do that. And that's our most primitive brain. And then we have our most developed or evolutioned part, which is the social part, which is our mammal part of the autonomic nervous system, which prompts us to socialize, to engage in eye contact with our moms as babies, with other people around us. There's a connection there, what I want you to know. There's a connection through the vagus nerve, right? So this is why trust your gut, to me, is very accurate. The thing is, with narcissistic abuse, it's not that easy because you have been conditioned maybe for a long time to not listen to your gut. The tricky part would be that covert narcissists are very skilled at being covert, exactly. So literature calls covert narcissists what do you call it? I can't even say it because it seems as if you are giving them a break. That is, they call them vulnerable narcissists, okay? And I prefer the internet term, excuse me, but I prefer covert narcissists because they are covert, because you don't know them at first sight, so it's hard to get to identify them. So this is why this question is very good, because it's hard to identify covert narcissists at first, but you can listen to your gut, to your nervous system. That is unfiltered. It doesn't go to your cognitive brain, and so you get this feeling, okay? And there are numerous research papers that show that, for example, in financial trade people, they are very connected to their gut, so they have to make decisions within the space of seconds, and so they show that they are very connected, and those are the ones that thrive the most. With a covert narcissist, it's very difficult, so you have to start to exercise that muscle of getting to connect to your bodily sensations. How do we do this? I say through mindfulness, through yoga, which I always say the same thing, but it's true, it works. Breathing. There's one thing that calms our nervous system in a second, which is breathing, but not just any breath. The exhalation has to be longer, like I said in my other video that I'm going to link here. So it's very important that you have this connection with your gut, with your heart. It comes a point when it comes to trauma that you need spirituality, okay? You need spirituality and woo-ness because it's part of healing. It's a part of healing, and really there's more than just the thoughts, the cognitive part, as the polyvagal theory proves us. Okay, it's been here for a while. The reptilian brain is the first one that we got, and is the one that its response makes us freeze or not. So it's very important, and it's not under our control, and it's not cognitive. So this is why listening to your gut becomes so important. The question is how we do this. So if you, I'm sorry, it's so hot here. It's summer. No, today is the first day of fall. Okay, it's still hot. So how do we do this? Okay, so mindfulness, yoga, breathing exercises that connect you to your gut, to your body, to your inner sensations, okay? I'm sure if you think back when you met this covert narcissist, you've had some kind of feeling about it, and you justified it somehow, rationally. So the moment you decide to justify that, that's the moment you don't honor your inner sensations, the self, which brings me to my next point. So the self is our inner guide, it's our inner wisdom. And you can find this self that comes from internal family systems theory, and it's in every religion, okay? So we have this guidance inside of us that knows what is better for us. So that's another way you can, guide yourself through yourself, your part that is wiser, that knows better. The thing is, if you have been a child that has been, like, to cite Stephen Porges, we all come from dysfunctional families in a way. Nobody's perfect. That's the point. So we've been taught through civilization, education, and to, when we're taught to behave in public with other people, to sort of shut down our emotions in a way. So in order to be civilized, you have to be, emotionless almost, or very controlled, okay, when it comes to your emotions. So this is the bad part. And if you were in an abusive household, you were for sure taught to justify abusive behavior, to see as normal abuse, okay? So that's another point. So in therapy, it's very important that you work on this. Self-esteem is key here as well, because once you have your self-esteem again back, up and running, you will trust your feelings, your inner sensations. So it's it's not as easy as, okay, just trust your gut, okay, because you need some other variables there to help you trust your gut when the moment comes. So you have to have your good self-esteem in check. In order, you have to be disciplined about exercising this muscle of being in contact with your emotions and with your gut. And therapy helps a lot with this. Working on your self-esteem helps a lot. And also knowing that the covert narcissist is one of the most difficult to figure out. Psychopaths are very difficult to figure out as well at first, because at first they idealize you, and that's one red flag. Then they confuse you. Always check in with yourself after after encountering people and see how that person made you feel. If you felt safe but really at ease, you know, your autonomic nervous system sent signals of safety, of calmness. See if you can detect any gaslighting, because covert narcissists usually do that, you know. Somehow they will make you feel not good about yourself. There's something off, you know. Look for the off parts, which are with covert narcissists is very, very subtle and like covert, like the word says, like very things that are not obvious. Okay, so it's very important to do that. And yeah, keep an eye on confusion, on
feeling not good about yourself, on, you know, how you feel after the encounter. My point here is whenever you get that feeling where you tend to justify, oh no, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe, you know, this person is like that because he told me he's traumatized, for example, so, oh, okay, we'll give him that, you know. Nope, don't do that, okay? Just listen to your inner teacher, yourself, your inner wisdom, and that's something that you practice a lot. You need to practice. Doing therapy helps a lot with this because you can reinforce your self-esteem, okay? And that makes you, whenever these signals from your vagus nerve come up, you will catch them and then you will say, okay, that's it, that's what I'm feeling, you know, I feel like that, and that's enough. And I don't have to justify the other person because I have to trust myself no matter what. That's it, you know, trust yourself. If you were raised in an abusive household, you will find it more difficult because you were taught specifically not to listen, to override this unhealthy behaviors. So it gets more difficult, but it's not impossible. You can totally do this. So that's my video for today. I hope this was helpful. Any questions, please leave them down below. Let me know if you want me to answer any of your questions here. And I hope you're doing well, taking care of yourself and your loved ones. I hope your loved ones and yourself are healthy and safe, and keep taking care of yourself in this, you know, crazy world that we're living today. Go back to the breath. Full inhalations, long exhalations, those are very good to calm the nervous system. So long, very long exhalations, as if you are, you know, inflating a balloon. Those are very good for that. And I hope that your loved ones are safe, that you are safe, and keep washing your hands very thoroughly and, you know, listening and obeying whatever your country's regulations are at the moment. So I hope everyone is safe, and I will see you soon. Bye bye. Thank you.